This is a message to all my migrant brothers and sisters that just entered Australia in the last 2 to 3 years. They didn't pick you because you're special, guys. They picked you because you're compliant.
And whose laws I will uphold and obey. Congratulations, please join me in welcoming our new citizens.
You think Australia gave you a visa for your skills? Nah, mate. They just like that you wouldn't complain when scrubbing someone else's toilet. What the Australian government has isn't a skill shortage. It's a mindset shortage. And for us migrant guys, we're the backup batteries that keep the machine running.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, disbelief. Free your mind.
And today we're unpacking how Australia isn't importing labor, it's importing obedience. And why, guys? Because local Aussies have woken up. They've had it with corporate wage, theft, exploitation, burnout jobs, and being told a 1 million fibro shack in Campbelltown is the new Aussie dream. So the government's new plan is bring people in who still believe struggle is noble, who internalize the idea that hard work equals virtue, even if it gets them nowhere. You know what I'm talking about, right? People that look like me. I'm telling you guys, that's not migration policy. That's a psychological operation. Antonio Gramsci called it the cultural hegemony, the dominant ideology of the ruling class as common sense. Migrants, guys, especially from the Eastern cultures, we grow up with it. We've been always told, work hard, don't complain, life is suffering, be grateful. Sound familiar, guys? Yeah, my God, my dad always preached to me, and he says it in Cantonese. 仔啊，你喺澳洲唔辛苦，唔努力做嘢，你點樣喺澳洲出人頭地啊？ And to translate that from Cantonese to English, it means you just gotta work hard, son. That's how you succeed in Australia. Work hard and don't complain. And that mindset, guys, doesn't just shape how we work. It also shapes how we endure silently, obediently, and indefinitely. And that's exactly what makes us so attractive to Western governments like Australia.
Migration is one of the defining features of Australia's culture.
So while everyone's screaming skill shortage, but look closer, guys. It's not about skills. And I know you migrant guys out there be like, hey, I've got skills, Q, I've got skills. I know, guys, your skills are good. But the government doesn't give a F about your skills. It's not about skills, guys. It's about who's still willing to work the 3 jobs, eat shite, and smile while doing it. Because guess what, guys? The Aussie local kids or the kids that grow up here, they're all saying no at the moment. They're like, F you to the air. And that is why the government opened the gates. It's not for talent, guys. It's totally for submission. I'm telling you guys, you weren't selected for your CV, you were selected for your ability to endure. Come on guys, they weren't asking, can you code in Python? And I know you skilled IT migrants out there know how to do that, absolutely. But what they're really asking you is, will you clean toilets for 20 years, despite your skill overseas, and do that for 20 years without asking for a raise? And if you're one of those brown brothers out there, my Indian brothers out there, and you're like, yes, no daddy, sir, I'll do that every day. Thank you, come again.
It smell like a toilet full of nasty ass shit.
Sorry for my Indian accent, but I'm just trying to highlight the fact that you guys will say yes to that. So let's call it for what it is, guys. This is a soft weapon, and this weapon is called a mindset harvest. Because immigration in Australia at the moment, it is being used to plug economic holes. But like I just said again, not with innovation, guys, but with subservience, with your obedience. So even right now, you think the government is solving a problem? You might think, hey, I voted for Labor, they're all for migrants. Nah, bro, they don't give a F. Right now, don't you hear from the news, guys? You see the locals complaining, oh, immigration must stop, immigration must stop. They're protesting outside of Parliament House at the moment, but the government doesn't give a F, guys. They do not care. They are prepared to bring more people in despite the protests. Because the truth here, guys, is you can't control a country when everyone wakes up from the matrix. And the more the locals wake up, the more the government needs to import more people into the country that are more lost and more clueless than the rest of the population. And you know what's the funny thing, guys? The people that they import, they really believe in the Aussie dream. Unbeknownst to them, they've been fed Aussie government propaganda in a $1 million fibro house in Campbelltown, some whoop place in the bush. is something to aim for in life. So to my migrant brothers and sisters out there, if you ever said to yourself, I'm just lucky to be here, guys. And if you ever watched your parents or your parents who brought you here work themselves to death and called it normal, if you ever felt guilty for wanting more, guys, just know that was the plan, guys. While the immigration officer smiled while letting you in and you bowed, or some of you kowtowed like my parents, they were silently writing behind your Australian citizenship or your PR visas in invisible ink, another one ready for lifelong compliance. But guys, this is not your fault. It's the programming. And it could be deprogrammed, guys. And that's the purpose of this video. Let's kill the myth. I just want to let you guys know you weren't selected. You were scouted. And you were scouted for your hustle, your silence, your loyalty, and your inherited trauma. You were scouted for your willingness to say, yes, I'll shine your boots, sir. Let me do it again. So let me remind you guys, this isn't opportunity. It's just managed scarcity. And I don't really want to say this because I was raised here and I grew up here and I'm very fortunate to be here, but I want to call it as it is. This is the Western system hacking into our Eastern obedience to prop up our economy that's out of ideas at the moment. Right now, guys, they don't want rebels. They want quiet achievers. You know what I'm talking about, right? You guys out there, quiet achievers, which is another code for don't speak up even when you're bled bloody dry. So guys, jump in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think you're in the matrix or have you actually woken up?